Good evening. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. We're live again tonight for another Turn 7 Racing Championship round here for the GT3s at Brands Hatch Circuit in the UK. Hope everyone is doing well and looking forward to tonight's race. We are currently still in the practice session right now. They've roughly got about just under 20 minutes left to go. And joining me in the studio and co-commentating tonight is Mod Kiko, a driver from the GTE Endurance Championship last season. Welcome, Mod. How are you doing?
Hello, Colin. How are you? It's a great day here at Brands Hatch.
It certainly is indeed. Are you looking forward to the racing that we've got on tonight?
Oh, yeah, for sure. GT racing at Brands Hatch, definitely one of my favourite things to watch.
100%. It's going to be really close racing here at Brands Hatch as well, because obviously how thin the track is as well. And yeah, it's going to be certainly an interesting race.
Oh, precious few passing opportunities here. You've got to be brave and you've got to be smart.
100%. I would say there's actually only about 2 or 3 opportunities to pass in this whole track. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Coming up, Pilgrim's Drop, probably a good opportunity, and a brave person might try it going into Druids as well.
Yeah, 100%. Audio is very echoey. Which audio?
A new follower.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Thank you very much for the follow there. My commentary, I'm listening to it, mate. Maybe you want to try and refresh. I've done a sound check and it sounds clear my way. It's maybe because you are... I don't know why, but it's certainly clear in my end. Mod, can you just talk for a wee second just to see if there's any echo at all?
Yeah, I can talk all you like, Colin. All day, every day.
Nah, there's definitely no echo there. So yeah, guys, here we are at Brands Hatch. We'll just get the track map up on screen for you. As you can see, it's an absolutely awesome, tight little track here at Brands Hatch. The cars will start down there at the paddock, heading into Paddock Hill Bend, and then going up to Hallwoods Hill, Druids Bend, Graham Hill Bend, and Copper Straight, and then going up onto Pilgrim's Drop, Hawthorne Hill, Hawthorns and Westfield, Ingledale, down the She Curve and the Stirlings, and it finishing up on the last corner called the Clark Curve onto, yeah, start finish line straight here. What an awesome track Brands Hatch is, and probably most famous for its MotoGP and touring car championships. It was also, back in the early days, host to the F1 cars. It wasn't an official race, I don't think, but the F1 cars did used to come here before the calendar actually filled up. So the UK fans of F1 used to get to see the cars twice in a season here. Once at Brands Hatch and once at Silverstone. So yeah, guys, that is Brands Hatch track, and we're looking forward to seeing the race kick off, and the qualifying session will be kicking off just shortly, around 10 minutes or so time. Last week it brought us an absolutely outstanding race, and I'm sure you will agree it was one of the best races we've ever seen here at Turn 7 Racing. It was action-packed right from the green light right till the checkered flag at the end. 1 whole hour of non-stop battles all over the field. And yeah, good evening everyone, and again welcome to tonight's broadcast. We are excited to be live again and back, and yeah, we are really looking forward to this. But let's jump on board with some of the drivers right now. So as you can see right now, one of the new drivers, AJ Southgate, is currently up the top there with a 1:22.271. Just change that to the best times actually, so we can see how the cars are getting on pre-qualifying for this round here. Got a fair amount of Pro and Ams in tonight as well, almost exactly split down the middle. So it's going to make for a really, really interesting race. Yes, Keith, it's 1 hour long. Is there anyone at all that you'll be keeping your eyes on, sorry, tonight, Mod, on this race?
Yeah, hands and eyes, different things. Keep them separate here. We don't want those kind of suits. Yeah, I mean,
keep your hands off. Yeah, sorry, on you go.
I'm always interested in seeing how the guys I was racing with in the GTE are going to fare up here. So there are a few names that are familiar in that regard. So I can't wait to see how those guys are. Those professionals, though, there's going to be some real good close racing. So we're just going to enjoy watching that. Whoever's in the mix.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's certainly going to make for some really exciting racing here. Aaron Rose was quite promising last week as well, and you know, Robert Taylor's now joined the GT3 Championship as well after joining me in the commentating box last week. So I'm excited to see Robert out on track. Matt Crow as well was doing pretty well last week. Keith Farron had a really unlucky start. Well, he had actually a pretty good start, made up some good places in the amateur, and ended up getting taken out into turn 1 on Barcelona last week. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see how everyone steps up to the mark here today, because it is a very, very tight, difficult track here at Brands Hatch. I have raced on it during the week there, previous obviously, and some of the racing is really close door-to-door action, so I'm sure we can be expecting some of that, because these guys here in this championship really want to win, both overall and of course for their respected classes, both pro and amateur. Good evening, Saz. Welcome. So we've got 2 McLarens in the lineup tonight. Good few amount of Audis and a Ford. I think this is the first Ford we've had in a race. Interesting. It's funny how actually the Ford's sitting up there up front. But don't get me wrong, there's not much splitting Southgate with Duran there at all. What do you make of the times of these guys, Mod?
Oh, it's always good to see the amount of people that can get within just 1 second of each other. Even the amateur guys, someone Aaron Rose just goes sub 22 there. Yeah, I mean, some of these amateur guys will be definitely wanting to see some professionals in their mirror, so there'll be blood, hunting for blood tonight.
100%. Again, what we actually found out last week as well is, regardless of whether you're pro or amateur, some of the amateurs actually finished above the pros, and you know, in the overall results were pretty outstanding last week, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, you get some just pure clean laps in. You're going to stand a chance of doing well whatever happens around the track like this. There's going to be plenty of mistakes, and there'll be people willing to take advantage of those the moment you make them.
Yeah, 100%. As I say, turn 1 is probably one of the worst corners on this track for accidents. You know, that's the whole reason why that sandbank is actually there on the outside as you exit turn 1. Sandbank. Sorry, did I say bag? Sandbank is there. So yeah, it's certainly one of those corners that when you come off that back off the last corner and you're going up the start finish line straight, which is very, very short. You know, there's not much opportunity there to overtake, but if you do make it, and if you do try and overtake there, you can send the other car wide, which then causes chaos. So it's something that we will actually keep an eye out during the race tonight as well, on how these guys tackle the overtaking opportunities, and obviously how they tackle that turn 1.
Yeah, that turn 1 is one of those rare situations where the downhill is blind rather than it being an uphill blind. So someone's coming off down there, you don't see it until you've got very little time to react.
Yeah, 100%. And what I've found as well is a lot of the cars that do go off because of the speed that they're actually going is they bounce off the barrier and they come back onto track. So yeah, exactly as you're saying there as well, Mod, is the chances of these cars missing each other in turn 1 if there is an accident is slim. So yeah, hopefully the safety car doesn't have to come out tonight, but it is there at the ready, just in case there is a situation where the safety car has to be called out. The marshals are on track and are watching these guys going round. So yeah, let's hope it's a nice, fun, clean race. Very competitive. Really like the look of that Ford on the track there. Look at the speed it's taking these corners at. But Taylor just behind Southgate there in the Ford. One of those GT3 cars you very rarely ever see actually in a race.
Yeah, and it is a very pretty car, but I think it got a lot of flack a couple of seasons back. I think the stigma has put some people off, but certainly a fun car to drive around.
Yeah, I've noticed that with the McLaren as well. I mean, with this recent build of iRacing, the McLaren has improved slightly, and it's so much fun. If you haven't drove the McLaren, guys, I genuinely suggest you go out, give it a blast. If you don't want to go and buy it first, wait till iRacing goes down on maintenance and just give it a blast. It is so much fun.
Alternatively, just drive behind one. That's also good fun.
Yes, but don't drive too close because you'll melt your bumper. They're in the habit of spitting flames out the exhaust. Little dragons. So yeah, guys, we've got about 4 minutes, just under 3 minutes actually, of the practice session left to go, and then we will head on to the qualifying session, which is 30 minutes, open qualifying. All the cars are on the track at the exact same time. Yeah, so this could be interesting as well. Is Aaron Rose going to keep that time up the top there? Is AJ Southgate going to get that little bit faster? Or is someone completely different going to take pole position? And does pole position actually matter here at Brands Hatch? Or is it a hindrance? That's one of the things. These are some of the things you've got to take into account here tonight on this awesome race here at Turn 7 Racing GT3 Championship. Just a quick shout out as well before we go into the qualifying session to our official sponsors, Pro Street Sim Design. makers of quality wheel rims, button boxes, and other accessories for sim racing. Please check them out. Got exclamation mark PSS in the chat, and you also get an exclusive 20% discount on all purchases using our exclusive code that is right next to the link, guys. So yeah, check them out, and if you like what you see, treat yourself. For 27, it's just joined by the looks of it. Yep. Or do you want to just take over things just a wee minute to add this driver?
Sorry, what was that, Colin? I was just watching.
You just want to, yeah, you just want to take over things just a wee minute to add this driver. It's just joined.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. I was just checking out some of these. Some of these guys out here have got times that are hundredths of a second apart. It is amazing how close some of them are going to be. So hopefully we'll see that closeness translate into some super close racing, some nice, wonderful packs. With these 1 minute 20 lap times, with 25 to 27 cars out there, it's going to be close, even if they don't want it to be, I'm sure. But some of these times, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, 100%. I've got to agree. They are really, really close.
And we're just coming to the end of practice now, so qualifying will be starting in a few moments. Everybody out there still who's just wanting to try and get that last few minutes of warm-up, hopefully testing out their setups before that qualifying. Some of them go massively optimal and do just a few laps with minimal fuel, and some of them like to go out with full tanks so that they're warmed up for the right weight coming into the race proper.
Okay, that's that driver added. I'm back. It was a quick add. It wasn't what I normally do, but I'll just have to do just now.
Oh, here we are. We're doing some qualifying. Everyone just going out for their first few laps, just to scope out things, I'm sure. Already a couple of incidents, unfortunately, but again, I think some people are just trying to figure out their fueling for the moment.
Yeah, 100%. Is the fueling when you're qualifying is important. Sometimes it's actually better to put that little extra in to give you a little bit more weight. But as the guys have already been running on the track for an hour, there should be a little bit of rubber down, so that should help them as well. And let's have a little look at the track temperatures as well right now, guys. It's currently 64 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a nice cool track tonight. It's actually morning time in the UK when this race is actually going. As you can see, it's 8 AM in the UK. The humidity is 69%, and it's a very, very clear day. So, and there's very little wind as well, 7 miles per hour. So this is going to make for really interesting racing, probably a really grippy track as well, maybe overly grippy by the time the race starts. We'll just have to wait and see how the cars get on going around the track. So as we wait on the first cars going around to put the first times in, already 1 or 2 in.
It's going to be a bit tricky doing it with the open quali. I'm sure some of these drivers aren't still completely used to the format. And with a fairly short track like Brands Hatch, it's going to be difficult to judge the best time to come out of the pits, so you get the right amount of clean air and possibly just a little bit of draft if you can. But it's mostly about just having the space that you need, I think, here at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, 100% there, Mod. I mean, like, from past experiences in championships, open qualifying sessions make it a little bit more interesting for the drivers. It's completely different from having the track to yourself. It can go for you or really, really go against you. So what you will tend to find is that some of the drivers that done really well in practice might not do so well in the qualifying. So that's why the qualifying is like this. Leaves it a lot more open. Everyone's in the same circumstance. And it comes down to driver ability, skill, and timing. And obviously the setup, the car, and the driver.
It only comes down to a few dozen things, you know. But for sure, it's interesting with open quali because it adds an element of racecraft into the qualifying session. Although sometimes it leads to people being a bit out of place when it comes to the grid. I don't think that's usually a massive problem. I think it's just interesting to see how people tackle this kind of situation.
100%. It is early on in the qualifying here, and as it stands right now, Rodrigo Duran is currently in pole position with a 122.5. Aaron Rose is in second place, pro driver with a 122.6. Michael Bouquet is there as well with a 123.3. Paul Carey with a 123.7. Rose is there as well with a 123.9. Rasmus Greener in P6 with a 124.2. Lero Forsblom is there with a 124.4. Klaus Nelson with a 124.6. Robert Taylor down in P9 there with a 125.2. Mika Hakala is there as well with a 125.5. Da Silva is there with a 127.1. Simon Dodd with a 127.7. Who was that just jumped up? One just jumped. Colin Campbell just jumped up to with a 123.3 to P4. Yeah, there's not really much point in going through these right now, is there?
Yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of jumping. I'm sure we'll see. Someone like Robert will be going up the ranks in no time, I'm sure.
Yeah. So as you can see, guys, there's a bit of jumping about going on in the current qualifying session, as the guys are heating up their tyres, heating up their cars, and getting their lap times in, avoiding traffic. Druid's Bend there is quite busy as well right now.
Yeah, it looks like people are being polite, though, giving way where it's appropriate to do so.
It's always good to see.
That's right, Cube Jam. There's Robert Taylor just leapfrogging straight up to P2.
Oh, that's a really good...
122.7.
Yeah, that's a really good lap there from Robert as well. Making a nice entry there with the Mercedes-Benz AMG, one of the best sounding cars.
Yeah, I definitely recommend the Mercedes to anyone new to the GTs. It's a very forgiving car, very predictable, but if you really want to, you can find a way to push it right to the edge.
Yeah, 100%. It's one of those cars that last season was actually it wasn't as good. It was, you know, one of those cars that you really want to bother with it. But this season in the current build, it's certainly a lot better. It's fun to drive again, and the pleasure you get off of that engine inside that car is unreal.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It's it sounds a little bit better to be driving next to it, I think, than driving in it, but it's definitely nice to be driving in the Mercedes.
Yeah, 100%. Again, the McLaren as well is a really nice sounding car. Be around and be in as well. It's got a nice little roar to it.
Yeah, the competition to get on the front rows is already heating up with the top 10 pretty much all sharing within a second almost.
It just shows you how wide open this really is. Like a second splitting the top 10, 2 seconds, almost, well, 3 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds splitting the top 20. Just over 2 seconds. Loads of cars sitting in the pits there, but there's also loads of cars out on track. Exego team away past there. Gregory Hove in the red Ferrari there going round Druids Bend. Down onto the Cooper Straight. Really tricky corner that as well. Coming off Druids Bend down onto Graham Hill Bend. It's one of those corners that if you hit it wrong, you are off and onto the grass, and the grass is miles long. And you just keep sliding.
It's very satisfying to get Graham Hill just right and set yourself up for the next straight bend straight section.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's easy as well. I mean, when you're racing in the officials, to just get a wheel a bit too wide and get your penalty of incident points. You know, with the competition being as fierce as it can be, sometimes as aggressive as it can be, you find yourself out there quite frequently.
Yeah, definitely. What you tend to find as well a lot in branch hatches on the entries to these corners, what a lot of drivers don't know is there's actual rubber mats in the grass which are not off track. So you can actually put your tyre over those rubber mats and open the corners up just that little bit extra. If you watch closely, what we will do is we'll actually jump to a driver and we'll go around a lap with one on one of the camera views, and you'll actually see them. So we'll jump on with Robert Taylor right now.
A new follower.
We just become best friends. Yep.
I think coming up to this next turn right at the top of the hill, which Robert looks like he's opting not to take,
Yeah.
is actually the place where there's a lot to be said for getting wide and getting straight in there, but easy to make a mistake.
Yeah, 100%. And as you can see, oh, coming into the pits as well. We've lost everybody. Everybody's going into the pits as we want to watch them. Yeah, so let's jump on board with Jack Aho. And yeah, we'll see See this, you'll see the track, and you'll see the rubber mats as well that I'm talking about on the outside of the track. They just poke up through the grass and no more. So as we're coming up to Druid's Bend here, there's one on the right hand side down here. As you can see the race line and the rubber marks on the track, it's just right there. He's used it. And then you can go right out there. And then again, there's a little one on the right hand side there to help you with that entrance to this, to the corner here. Go up Pilgrim's Drop. Oh, he just goes wide there off the track and spins. That was really unfortunate.
Yeah, the car does like to get upset there if you don't treat it just right and get it balanced all the way through.
Yeah, 100%. Again, like those curbs, or if it's if you take them just that little bit wrong, it can upset the balance of the car, and going onto the grass as well is not ideal. Although he seems to be handling it a little bit better. Can he stop before the barrier? Get your bits in now. Oh, he just clips the barrier.
There are a few places like that here where once you're off, it's just a question of if you're going to get damage or if you can just get on the brakes well enough.
Yeah, 100%. Evening Stretch, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. We are in for a super race tonight. A really exciting race here at Brands Hatch. Again, I genuinely can't wait for this. There's only one amateur above the pros right now. That's Michael Get. Sorry. Excuse my Scottish slang. I do pronounce names wrong and I don't mean to. Just the way I speak. I do try and speak properly as I can. As it allows me to. But yes. There's also Andrew Carbell down there as well as one of the pro. Oh, he's an amateur. Must have been off track. It goes red when you're off track. I actually thought he was lit up pro there and he was in P20. So this is Matt Crow right now, one of the pro drivers. Currently sitting in P10. Simon Ball is off track as well just now. Light's lighting up red right enough. I need to change that. Confusing. Yeah,
it looks like all the pros now have managed to get sub 123s in, which I'm sure will please all of them.
Yeah, 100%. Only two drives. Sorry,
I just noticed that Lewis Rowe's got exactly 22 flat there, so that's just a pleasing time for him.
Yeah. Again, only one driver so far getting well in that 121 mark with a 121.7, who's AJ Southgate in the Ford. The Ford must really suit this track. Craig's setup shop, a livery there on that nice McLaren flying round of Da Silva. Paul Carey there in the Iron Brew gets you through livery. So yeah, guys, we've got under 15. We're already over halfway through this qualifying session, so guys that are out on track will start really pushing now to try and get that little bit extra out of the car before this qualifying session is over. You'll all want to get that elusive pole position. Have you ever been to Brands Hatch Mod?
I have not. I was actually going to go to Alton Park this summer, but there was some kind of global crisis that inhibited that. And then once I've done Alton Park, Brands Hatch is next on my list. Be nice just to have a bit of a drive around any of these tracks. To be honest, they're all wonderful tracks in the UK, in my opinion. Anything that's had one of these professional races on, they're just so much fun. Oh dear, that was a bit of a bump.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the UK tracks, they all seem to have a similar sort of character to them, but they're all very different in their own right. The character seems to be they're fast, they're tight, and they're technical.
Absolutely, I think UK track designers want to challenge drivers as much as they possibly can at every opportunity. It seems.
Yeah, 100%. When I worked it down in England, I'm sure it's this track anyway. There's a Thistle Hotel just on the outside of it, and I lived in that while the MotoGP was there. Sure, it was this track, and yeah, a lot of the racing bike drivers were obviously staying in the Thistle Hotel, and one of them dropped one of the passes. And me and one of the guys tried to get in with it. We didn't get in.
Nice try though.
Yeah, 100%. It was definitely worth a try. I'll tell you that for nothing. I'm sure it was this track. Was it Brands Hatch? Can't remember. Listen to the sound of that Ford as it goes by the camera there. Ripping on through there. By the looks of it, there's not much to that car as well. You can actually see right through the back bumper to the wheel. You can actually see the roll cage on the inside of the car. The BMW Z4 GT3 of Niels Manshanden there. Really fun car to drive. Yeah, guys, so we're within the last 10 minutes of the qualifying session here. Almost a race time here at the Brands Hatch for the Turn 7 Racing GT3 Championship. Why are you not racing, Ben? I thought this was one of your favourite tracks, buddy. So as you can see, guys, as well, there's a lot of respect out on the track. You are racing? I can't see your name. Where are you? I take it you're sitting out qualifying. Whoa, I was just about to say, as you can see, the guys are respecting each other. It's really clean, this qualifying session. And bang. Right at Druiden's Bend. The BMW loses it. And there's a little bit of contact.
Commenter's careless.
Sorry?
Yes, there, Colin. Commenter's curse. You say one thing, and then immediately the opposite happens.
Yeah. Ah, so you're actually racing, you're just not... I don't know if I've got you added on the software. I can't actually see your name on the software. Oh, I can. Oh, you and Keith sitting in the pits there, out drinking coffee, laughing at all these guys getting round trying to get pole position. Is that what it is? The life of a racing driver. So AJ Southgate with the Ford 2017 model GT3 car is still up there in pole position, still with a 121.779. Lewis Rose is currently second with a 121.999, and that's pretty much a 122 dead. Aaron Rose is following very closely there with a 122.084. Rodrigo Duran is also falling very closely in P4 with a 122.084. Exact same time as P3. Strange, I've never seen that before. Alberto Parra is also there with a 122.234. Da Silva with a 122.5. Robert Taylor with a 122.6. Colin D. Campbell there as well with a 122.8. Matt Crow with a 122.827. And P10 is Michael Biquet there with a 122.9. Simon Balls in P11 with a 123, almost dead. John Payne with a 123 as well. Paul Kerry with a 123.124. Simon Dodd with a 123.326. Rasmus Greener with a 123.48. Miguel Ruiz with a 123.600. Lero Forsblom there as well with a 123.650. Jonas Greener with a 123.737. Jaka Aho with a 123.8. Gregory V. Hove with a 123.8. Andrew Cabell with a 124.225. John Dobarts with a 124.237. Claus Nelson 124.6. Mika Hakala with a 124.8. Luke Hobson with a 126.1.
The closeness of some of these guys really does bode well for some good close racing here today.
Yeah, 100%. Like I was saying, 122s there for I don't know how long before it actually changed to a 123. And when it was changing to a 123, it was so close to a 122 that, yeah, it is ridiculous how close these guys are. Right up to P25 here, guys. What you've got to remember is from 121 to P25 is around 3 seconds, just short of 3 seconds. Splitting these guys, and that is not a lot. It seems a lot, but it's not a lot. So, as you can see, one of the drivers there is sitting in the pits eating an apple crumble before the race, appetising himself for today's race. Why does it show that instead of that? Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Up to the aerial view here, we have a helicopter in the sky to view this race here. We splashed out and hired a helicopter for the day.
It is very pretty to look at it from this angle, it has to be said.
What's that, sorry?
The helicopter view over Druid's very pretty sort of camera angle.
Yeah, 100%. Film crew doing an absolute outstanding job. The cameras. Oh, there's a Mercedes going off there, and he's going to hit the railings, is he? No, nice save. Going to take that. Oh, just misses the McLaren there. That was like a little dance going up that straight there, wasn't it? Going out of Sheen Curve up to Stirling Bend. Going past the rally stage too, actually, in the forest there, next to that area. Which is something I actually didn't know Brands Hatch had, was rally stages.
I mean, that is news to me, Colin. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's 2 stages of rally in Brands Hatch.
Become best friends. Yep.
There's stage 1, which is right next to Hawthorne Hill. You can actually see it if you look left going up the hill. And then there's a rally stage that's right in the centre of Hawthorne Hill and Dingle Dell. So there is.
Well, every day is a school day.
Yes. Someone just follow there? Did I miss a follow?
You did miss a follow there, yeah.
It's not came up, unfortunately. I don't know why.
Well, thank you, Michaelis, for the follow.
Yeah, 100%.
Not going to do it properly.
It didn't come up. I apologise for that. It didn't come up on my end, on where it normally comes up. So yeah, thank you very much for the follow, and I hope you enjoy the race tonight. So that's qualifying over, guys, and as we wait on the results coming in, we will actually.
Yeah, good luck out there, Mikhail. That's certainly a nice time going sub 123. So have a good look out there today.
Yeah, 100%. Really, really nice time. John Payne just coming in and finishing his lap there. I actually thought he was finished. Payne is another new driver and also a member of the Turn 7 Racing Endurance team. Yeah, as Ben says, you'll get used to it. Yeah, guys, we are just waiting on the grid positions coming in. Should be with us any second, just before the guys start grid up. We are at Brands Hatch here. This is the Turn 7 Racing GT3 Pro and Amateur Championship. Round 2. Round 1 was at Barcelona last week, and what an outstanding race it was. This is a follow-up to that. We are sponsored by Pro Street Sim Design. Please feel free to check them out. Enter PSS in the chat. And also, if you like what you see and you want to join any of our championships, we've also got a GTE and LMP2 championship just opening up for applications. Please enter Discord in the chat. Join our Discord and type in your choices channel, which one you want to join, or both if you want. So yeah, guys, that is there as well. They're also sponsored in association with violair.com, who are a web server hosting. And as we go over, we will have a little look at the lineup here. Sorry guys, a little malfunction there. Lewis Rose, AJ Southgate taking pole position there. Lewis Rose in P2, Aaron Rose in P3, Rodrigo Duran in P4, Alberto Parra in P5, Da Silva in P6, Robert Taylor in P7, Colin D. Campbell in P8, Matt Crow in P9, Michael Biquette from Hexagon Motorsports in P10. That completes your top 10, guys. And P11 is Simon Ball. P12 is John Payne. Turn 7 Racing, Paul Kerry from Disc Racing is in P13. Jekka Aho is from Finland is in P14. Simon Dodd in P15. Luke Hobson in P16. Rasmus Greener there in P17. Miguel Ruiz in P18. Lero Forsblom in P19. P20 is Jonas Greener. Gregory Hove there in P21. Andrew Cabell in P22. John Dobart's 23. Claus Nelson there in P24. P25 is Mika Hakala. P26 is Nels Manchandena. P28 is Keith Farron. And Ben Cullen is there in P27. And that concludes your grid. As we go round on our warm-up lap, we'll zoom into the leaders of the race and watch these lights go green here at Brands Hatch for round 2. Software malfunctions there on the grid. I apologise, guys. We'll stay on the chopper view.
Wouldn't be turn 7 without a few hiccups.
Oh yeah. Don't claim to be professional broadcasters here. What we do it. We guarantee you some fun. Yeah, guys, feel free to use the chat and shout on your own drivers, your favourite drivers, because they do actually watch these back after the race is finished. So make sure you support your favourite drivers, giving them a little shout in the chat. So as we get ready to go green here, and we are off. Let's keep a very close eye here on turn 1. One's off already, and Audi went wide.
It's Alberto, I believe. Alberto Parra just went a bit too wide there.
Really a lot of overtaking being happening right now for lap 1. A lot of action happening. We'll just stay in chopper view right now as we come up to lap 2 and the gaps start to open up.
Yeah, everyone just trying to find their place and keep it safe. For the most part, it looks like everyone's doing a good job of it. Oh, we've got a bit of an accident with Mr. Campbell there, unfortunately.
Yeah. Rasmus Greener just having a little accident there as well.
Yeah, people having a bit of difficulty here. Looks like a few offs still happening. Quite a lot of close racing, but there's been a few victims of the tightness here at Vantage.
The action seems to be right now down in 10th position with Jack at a hole. Nice little battle going on there with 3 or 4 cars actually involved in this battle currently right now. Jonas Greener is actually out on the lead, one of the amateurs right now in the McLaren. Is that right? He's just to drop down to 2nd place there, down to 4th. Must have had an off track.
That's all that was.
A lot of shuffling happening here right now, guys, with the standings. As you can see, the drivers coming in. What we will do is we'll show the pro and amateur leaders. Southgate is currently leading overall and for the pros. And Simon Ball currently leading for the amateurs, who's currently running in P8 right now.
Just watching back here, Keith Fireman and Simon Dodd having a nice little bit of back and forwards. It looks like Keith is having some difficulties at the moment.
Keith are dropping down there to P17. But he's up 11 places from his starting position. Ben Cullen is up 14 as well to P16.
Looks like now the racers have started to settle down a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. It looks like if they're all settling into the rhythm of the track as we're going into lap 4 here. Ben Cullen going down into Graham Hill Bend. Starting to catch the year 1 car there of Simon Dodd. Also at the same time as Simon Dodd is actually shaping up to make a move on Forsblom.
Yeah, this is the close racing we were hoping for. No one is taking it too easy on anybody else.
Simon Dodd, you could see actually how close Simon Dodd was to the bumper of Forsblom there.
Let's see if Simon is in the mood to make a move on the straight coming into turn 1 here.
And he's made a move up the inside and he holds it. Can he hold it? No. Ben Cullen squeezing up in between the two of them, makes the move. Ben Cullen up in the inside going to that turn 1 like I was saying earlier on, guys. And he takes it and manages it. What a move there from Ben Cullen and the Royal Air Force livery.
That was an absolute amazing move there, Ben. He took advantage of the situation perfectly.
Yeah, 100%. Just shows you the battling that's going on with these guys. It's absolutely outstanding, to be honest. Genuinely is. So Ben is currently up 16 positions from his starting position, guys. Doing it really well. It's only 5 laps into the race. Where will he finish?
I'm sure there'll be some drama that we'll see unfolding as he tries to make his way up further. Mikhail Boucher there, having a bit of a battle with Mika Hakkula. Looks like he's going to make a move and he's going to get it done.
Colin D. Campbell there as well, passing Gregory Hove. Currently moving his way back up. Is it in P20 right now? 39 seconds behind the leader. AJ Southgate has already got a 3-second gap on Lewis Rose. And a 3.5-second gap on Aaron Rose.
Absolute stunning driving there from AJ. Just threatening to run away from Aaron and Lewis. Let's hope those two can work together a little bit and catch up to the leader there.
I think what you'll tend to find as well as this race goes on, Mod, when AJ starts catching the back of the pack, that most likely slow him down a little bit. And there's a good chance that that's when Aaron and the likes may actually catch up and they'll make a move. But he's currently almost 5 seconds a lead here right now. Aaron Rose is in P2. Don't know what's happened to...
Yeah, Rodrigo Duran just rudely interrupting the show from the Two Roses. He's hoping to get that P2, and he's looking like he's in a position to get it done too.
Andre Kerbel there, the Mercedes-Benz. He mounts the curb on. Going up towards Hawthorne Hill. And round the Hawthorns. Vasco de Silva has actually had a crash, one of the pros. According to this, it's probably just an off track to be fair, because he is still running P7 right now.
Yeah, he lost about 5 to 6 seconds, it looks like, in the last lap. But he's still going, so
yeah.
hopefully we'll see him back in there.
Simon Ball's overtaken at Matt Crow there. Look, Hosball. Matt Crow is going down. Matt Crow has actually had an off track there. Let's go and see where he actually went off track, because that is a big one. He's dropping down the positions there like nothing else. Oh, he spins off, hits the barrier. And then just continues. But he did enter the pit lane, guys, so yeah, let's get back to the action.
Looks like Ben Cullen is still in a pack and is fighting for every position he can get, but everybody else is trying to do the same thing here.
Durham Dobarts is off track as well right now. Just came back on. Dropping down the positions there. Ben Cullen, yes, he's sitting right up the back side of Andre Kerbel right now, really fighting him for that position.
It's getting very crowded out there in some places.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got a Kerbel is making a move on Simon Ball. And just going to get that done, and Simon is going to make a pit stop.
Ben's actually just dropped down a position. He's neck and neck right now with Payne. Really good driving from these guys. Really good at clean battling going on right now. Ben poking his nose on the inside there, just letting Andre know that he is there.
Yeah, this is an absolutely amazing fight between all four of these drivers here.
Yeah, 100%. I've got to agree with you there. It genuinely is a really good battle.
So everyone has to be careful and not fighting them too hard, or they'll lose a couple of spots out of it rather than gaining one. As it looks like Ben is going for another move here. And just as I say that,
oh, your bell goes off wide there. Which then caused 4 cars to pass him.
yeah, he managed to collect it pretty well though, so he hopefully will be getting back into this fight in short measure.
The Ferrari, the year 1 team there of Simon Dodd, apparently trying to catch Ben for that P10, but he's also getting attacked right now by John Payne, right behind him.
Yeah, well, a lot of these drivers are now getting into a nice rhythm and just getting some laps down. These guys are just still fighting for that position every corner they can.
Oh yeah, 100%. AJ Southgate has actually lost the lead and dropped down to P5. We've been too busy looking at the action here in the mid pack that we actually missed that. So let's go and quickly jump and have a look at that. Oh, he spins really badly there, goes off. And did he hit the barrier? We can't see for the trees. Come on, cameraman. We couldn't see for the trees there, guys, if he actually got any contact with that barrier. But he get back on track, but dropped down 4 positions there. He's back on track and battling.
Just a little bit of a tap, it looks like. Nothing too serious, though.
BMW of Claus Nelson there, currently running in P16. Was it's from Denmark. This is his first season here with Turn 7 Racing in the championships. Thoroughly enjoying it so far, he did say.
These guys absolutely stellar. Colin D. Campbell is trying to find his way past.
Oh, contact going up the straight there. Who was that between? That was a Mercedes-Benz there. Contacted with Colin Campbell there, wasn't it?
That was. It looked like Campbell was approaching that group with a little bit more speed than he anticipated. Get out a bit wide, try and get past, but there was no room. A little bit of contact, sending the car off, unfortunately.
It goes back to what we were saying pre-race there as well, Modway, how thin this track is as well, and it's really hard to judge the space between yourself and the car and the edge of the track, and if you get it wrong, then you're going to pay for it.
Absolutely, we're seeing plenty of evidence of that here and there now, as these drivers are all pushing each other to see what each other is made of here, it looks like.
Yeah, we are early on in the season as well, so these guys are actually still getting used to driving around each other as we jump back down to the battle here in mid-pack, but we're going back up with the one with Colin again. as he starts to
That
take on
Klaus
Claus
is
Nelson.
defending, but
Say that again, Mod, sorry.
I was saying Klaus was defending quite well there from Colin, but Colin is eager, I'm sure, to make that pass happen.
Yeah, there he tries again, going up the inside on the double right here.
Wow, that is a fantastic move.
Dingle holds it tight as well, and nice exit on the Stirlings as well there. Heading up to Clark Curve. Michael Biquet also squeezed through there as well. The two Ferraris pushing their way up through the pack. The two pros really getting back into this race as they deal with the traffic. Ben Cullen is currently moved up into P9 as well right now. So he's came from dead last all the way up to P9 right now, guys. Keith Farron currently sitting in P14. A quick rundown of how the race is standing right now as we are almost 20 minutes in. Currently your leader is Aaron Rose, followed by Rodrigo Duran, Lewis Rose in third place, AJ Southgate in fourth, Robert Taylor in fifth, De Silva in sixth, Luke Hobson amateur in seventh place, leading for the amateur class. Jika Ahao there in P8, Ben Cullen in P9, John Payne in P10, Matt Crow in P11, Simon Dodd P12, P13 is Lero Forsblom, P14 Keith Farron, P15 Colin D. Campbell, P16 Michael Biquet, Alberto Parra in P7, Claus Nelson in P18, Gregory Van Hove in P19, Andre Carbell in P20 right now, guys.
Oh, and it's looking like Ben is very eager to make this pass happen now. He is finding it difficult to get that gap in there. Gets a bit loose coming round. Looks like that was Surtees, but he has not given up.
AJ Southgate actually just passed a Robert Taylor there for P4. Let's go and have a quick look at that overtake. Bent spoiler there of the Ford. Still makes it up through the inside with a nice clean overtake. Pushing his way back up and hopefully to the lead.
And Colin Campbell making another position with a pass there on Keith Found. Looks like Keith just let him by. Didn't want to fight too hard for that one.
Yeah. A lot of respect, as I say, going between these drivers. But right now, Keith is in a battle with Parra there. Two Audis battling it out together.
Just looking here, that Ben Cullen is still fighting with everything he's got to try and get past Jukka Aho. But Jukka is not letting him by in any stretch of the imagination. He will not relinquish that position.
Parra making a move there on Keith Farron round the outside and actually holds it as well. Nelson popping up the inside as well. Sorry, Bouquet popping up the inside of Farron as well, taking advantage of Parra's move. Keith dropping down into P16 right now, guys. the Audi of Lewis Rose. Starting to lap the back markers here. So Rodrigo Duran is also caught Aaron Rose right now. He's within a second and a half. So Rodrigo Duran is actually catching Aaron right now. So we will keep an eye on that for you as well, guys. Robert Taylor is currently running P5. AJ Southgate P4 and pushing like mad right there. You can see it just in the background to get past that back marker there.
AJ's recovery here has been as phenomenal as his start, let's be fair. I'm sure he'll be challenging Rose in no time at all.
100%. He is. Again, he's actually not too far behind Rose right now. He's within a second.
These top four guys all hitting pretty much 122 the flats, 123s. You know, and even when they're trying to get past this traffic, the times they're getting is amazing. As he goes for the move to cut off the inside for turn one here. There you go, AJ Southgate making that pass and getting it stuck.
The camera missed that there. Felt like if back ones were a little bit more action packed there. So we will go back and have a look at that. Also, Keith Farron passed at Luke Hobson while we were doing that. Michael Biquet passed Luke Hobson as well as he had done it off track. As we have a little look at that. What an absolute textbook overtake there. Outstanding move. Oh, was that a little bit of contact there? I missed it.
Looks like there was a bit of an incident in Druids there.
Yeah, let's have another little look at that, guys. It was a little bit of contact in the back right hand corner of Keith Farron. That was a Luke Hobson there. Just overshooting his brake marker and causing a little spin. 3 cars involved in that. Again, though, the track was cleared up pretty fast. They all got going again really quickly, so a nice little battle coming out here right now between the Audi of Alberto Parra and Forsboom right there. Alberto Parra sitting right up the backside of him, going up the inside.
There we go. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, what a nice move there. Really nicely timed on the exit of turn 1 there. The Paddock Hill bend.
Definitely showing why he's got that pro tag there, I think.
100%, definitely. I need to stop saying 100%, by the way.
Absolutely. There you go.
Yes, absolutely. So let's just have a little look at the times coming up right here, and you can see the time difference between the pro and amateurs. So right now, the fastest time under the pro class is currently a 122.4 and a 123.5. So it's just over a second splitting these guys apart in the fastest times on the track, which isn't that much considering that the leader of the amateurs is currently sitting P6. Sorry, P7, and it's Ben Cullen currently taking the lead for his class. Thought Ohio was going to keep that move on the outside, and he actually did. That was a really nice move from Ohio there as well.
Yeah, it looks like they all came into some lap traffic there, and Ben has taken advantage of that. Managed to build up a nice gap from Jacka.
Ben is actually driving an outstanding race here. You've got to say that. Like 23 places he's gained in 21 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's going for the Farron record there, I think.
Yeah, the Farron record. Yeah, guys, I know I need to stop saying 100%. I know. I apologise. It's one of those things that once you get it in your head, you can't get it out. It's like a bugging song, like the Duck song.
Yeah, Cullen now, of course, going to have a challenge to make any more positions up. It's De Silva. It's 14 seconds up the field, so without any significant incident, I think Ben's going to have to try and hold P7 now today.
Still plenty of time in the race as well. We're currently only 28 minutes in, and the pit stops should be happening really soon. And the pit stop on Brands Hatch is actually really dodgy to leave the pit lane, with the cars coming down past, down through Brabham Straight. It's kind of strange how the pit lane actually joins onto the track right on the Paddock Hill bend, which can actually cause problems and may... You never know what will happen there once these pit stops start.
That's it. It spits out almost exactly on the apex, so you've got to be aware of who's coming out of the pits, and when you're coming out of the pits, who's coming up right behind you, or something bad can happen very quickly.
Yeah.
Speaking of De Silva, he's having just a quick moment there, but managed to get past some lap traffic.
Yeah, just overtaking Greener there to put Greener a lap down from his position. Greener currently sitting at one position below his qualifying place. He qualified P17. Sitting at P18 right now. And that nice livery he's got. I really like that one. Michael Bucket is just past Keith Farron. Putting that Keith is actually off track right now. And he's had a crash. We'll quickly go and jump there. He's there just limping along the grass there, rejoining. We'll go quickly and see what happened to Keith right now. Oh, he just loses on the apex. It looked as if this car actually had a little bit of a bad reaction to the curb on the inside there. If the balance went haywire. Keith being Keith, rejoins the track nice and safely. Jonas Greener's just had a crash as well. Let's have a quick look at that as we move into the just over half an hour mark. It's not a crash, I'm afraid to say. It certainly isn't right now, anyway.
It looks like the battle for podium is heating up. It may be decided in the pit stops coming up soon.
We're currently with the leader right now.
Yeah, Durant is not far behind him. So we can expect that to heat up very soon.
as we take advantage of the helicopter's view here. You can see just how close those are, within a second of each other. I'm thinking Aaron Rose may be starting to have a little bit of difficulty with his tyres, because in practice session last night, Aaron was, you know, when you actually view these, way he was driving around the track, it seemed as though he was really pushing, and I think that's what's happening here as well. And I think it's starting to take its toll on the car and the tyres. So I think you'll gradually see Aaron losing some time as he's going round here, as he comes up to his pit stop, as well as the fact that the car's actually losing weight with fuel as well, which doesn't help when the car becomes really light. Your tyres are overheating, or you know, you're starting to wear them down that little bit too much, then yeah, you're going to lose some time on the corners.
And Southgate coming up behind them, gaining a few tenths to half a second a lap here, so he's going to be in the mix within a lap or two for sure.
As you can see, guys, the pit stop is actually starting to take place right now. Dobson's is currently in the pits. Dobart, sorry. You can see just how close Rodrigo is getting to Aaron there. Almost within that half a second, and it all depends as well how Aaron actually deals with this traffic that's in front of him right now. Gregory Hove is right in front of him in the Ferrari, and then Simon Dodd and Keith Farron just beyond there as well. Well, Keith Farron is actually quite a distance in front, but yeah, it's like he's got two cars here to deal with in the next lap or so as he catches them here.
He may decide to take the oh god, there goes
Simon Dodd off the track there, yeah. Aaron Rose going up the inside of the Ferrari, overtakes him fairly cleanly. Followed very closely there within 3 seconds actually by Rodrigo. Rodrigo making an early pit stop, very clever, I would say. Would you? That might be a strategic pit stop actually.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering if Aaron was going to do that to avoid that situation, but it came upon him after Simon's mistake. So I guess he stayed out to get past Simon and get another lap in.
Yeah.
But absolutely sensible move to go for an early stop if you were behind all of that, just to avoid getting slowed down by the traffic if there was any more incidents like that.
Simon Dodd just holding out wide there, so yeah, was that Simon Dodd? Yeah, it was, to let Southgate through, yeah.
Well, this should be an interesting pit stop for these two. It's easy to make a mistake going in and out of the pits here, and that could be the difference between this position.
AJ Southgate as well catching the leader right now. I'd certainly think we're going to have a lead change, if not before the pit stop, certainly after, within a few laps, the way it's looking right now. But it's Brands Hatch, anything can happen. Southgate taking an early pit stop as well. Aaron deciding to keep on pushing. He's got a little bit of clear track, but has he got enough to make up any time and get a lead? What do you think, Maud?
I think it's a risky move, but as you say, he was being caught. It may be the time for a risky idea, just to see if he can get some clean track and get a good lap or two in and extend that lead just a little bit. Maybe hold things off for a while.
Yeah. the McLaren of the silver there. Currently running in P2 due to the pit stops happening right now. Alberto Parra is in the pit exit right now. Interesting to see if anyone has any run-ins with anyone coming out the pits. So far, it's so good though. Silva going in the pits there as well.
Things are getting a little bit mixed up as everyone's taking pits on different laps. It's difficult to keep track of where everyone is relative to each other for the moment.
Yeah, I know, it's like, it's a very difficult time, and it's not until once the pit stops are finished, and then, well, almost once they're finished, and then, you know, a lap or two goes by that everything settles back down again. But also you've got to remember as well is the actual track distance here. So it is a really short track, and the cars are getting muddled up with backmarker traffic and the lights as well, so it does get a little bit confusing. But certainly is good fun to watch. And the action here is still heating it up as Dodd is trying to catch Campbell right now for P10. Followed very closely by the other pro driver, Parra, right now. Dodd opts to take his pit stop. AJ Southgate is obviously out the pits. Right on the back end of Aaron Rose there.
Okay, well, we'll see how this plays out, but I think Southgate's going to be applying some significant pressure coming into this now.
Definitely. I actually want to stay with this battle right now. And see how this goes. I certainly don't want to miss if there's a lead change. Has Duran made his pit stop? I don't think he has.
Duran made a pit stop, I think, on lap 25, so he took his the earliest of the three podiums.
So that's actually took him to the lead then. I think it's possible he can hold that off there. And he's 2 seconds in front of Aaron Rose right now.
It's a good point. I mean, their lap times aren't that different either, so it's going to be a challenge for them to catch up with them at this point. But they're going to try, I can guarantee it.
So Aaron just getting tangled up with Hakala there, the back marker. Hakala pulling over and letting them through. Really nicely done, but AJ slips through. Takes advantage of that situation. What a move there from AJ to take P2 right here at Brands Hatch. Aaron Rose dropping down to P3.
I'm sure Rodrigo saw that in his relative and is now beginning to put a bit of a sweat on.
Yeah, as he now puts the chase on Rodrigo, the Audi of Rodrigo Duran there.
We're coming in here, we're still only looking at 6 seconds, splitting the top 4. 45 minutes into the race, these guys are putting on a stellar show.
Yeah, there's been some really, really nice close battling here, you know, door-to-door action as well, going around these corners, and lots of respect shown between the drivers. Really clean, fun racing as well. Don't think there's actually anyone out the race as yet. Not checked. Yeah, just...
I think Luke... Miguel had to leave a little bit early, but everyone else has managed to keep out there, I think.
So only 2 cars so far retiring from the session. That's a credit to the guys and how clean they are currently driving. Very competitive championships here at Turn 7 Racing. Again, guys, if it's something that you want to see yourself driving in, really good competition, clean driving, Then enter enter Discord, Discord in the chat. Join the Discord. Head to Your Choices channel. And yeah, just let us know that you're here for one of the championships. And we'll get you sorted out with what you need next. We have the GTE and LMP2 Pro Amateur Championship starting in the next few weeks. Scheduled to start on the 24th of October. The first round at Watkins Glen. And we're also working on a little bit more on the background as well, including a team event. It's going to be run quarterly. We're looking at organising the dates for that right now, working it around iRacing's current schedule, where they have special events and the likes, and we'll try and work around it and bring you some...
Oh, we've got a bit of an off there from Power. He was trying to make a move on Campbell, but got a bit wide, turned the car right into the tyre barrier there.
We'll quickly go and have a look at that. Oh yeah, I see there, yeah. Way wide, bounces off a barrier. Lucky enough it's a tyre barrier, might be good to keep going there. It's the metal barriers that you don't want to get involved in. So we're back with current P2 driver, AJ Southgate, chasing down Rodrigo Duran. Slowly catching Rodrigo. Now within that, he's within 1.3 seconds of him right now. Remember, Rodrigo Duran, after the pit stops happened, he had a 2-second lead, so he's almost lost 2 seconds in just the space of 5 minutes or so.
It looks like Power has handed in the gloves, thrown in the towel. He's not going to try and get that car back out. As yeah, I can understand at this stage of the race, unfortunately.
So as we can see here with the current off tracks showing up next to the drivers' names, just how hard that these guys are pushing right now.
Quite the battle going on there as well for P5 between Crow and Taylor. There's no giving up between these guys all the way through the field.
Yeah, I've got to say, like, we're sitting here watching just now with AJ catching Rodrigo Duran. He's right almost within half a second of him, so I really don't want to leave it right now, because yeah, in case there's that leader change. But yeah, I mean, I can actually see here on the data that I'm showing that there's plenty of battles going on right up through the field. John Payne passing Alberto Para, Michael Bouquet. Obviously, Para is just pulled from the race, so yeah, everyone's passed him. Gregory Van Hove is also passed, make up a position there as well. Yeah, there's certainly a lot of battles going through, and Colin B. Campbell's also pushed all his way right from last again. Up to P10 as well, so he's doing really well as we come in to the last just under 15 minutes to go here at Brands Hatch.
And Duran is doing a fabulous job here of just keeping calm, keeping it together in the face of what is quite an intimidating Southgate behind him.
Yeah, like, you know, he's certainly catching him really rapidly. But yeah, Duran is certainly holding himself together here and not letting the moment get to him too much. Focusing straight ahead on the road as we look out the back window of his car. See how close AJ does come to him.
Question, of course, is if Southgate's going to get it done, where is he going to try? Because it's not going to be like some of the other passes he's had to make today. I think Duran is going to make it difficult as possible, given there's only 7 or 8 minutes left here.
Oh, you can see the back end of that Ford just kicking out there, going round that corner. He's certainly within the overtaking distance now anyway, for sure. He can hold the exit speed up here. He can make the move at the end. Certainly going up into Druids. Poking his nose now, trying to put Duran under pressure. We'll head outside to an outside view right now while we watch this battle unfold. Yeah, I meant Druids.
Yeah, these two are definitely giving each other a bit of respect, but also not relenting at all. They are both pushing each other here.
Vasco de Silva's had a crash as well. We really can't leave this action here though for the lead of the race.
Oh no!
Was there contact?
Did get him in the air. No, I think that was a tire on the grass. Easy to do there, straight around, unfortunately.
Oh, that was really unfortunate there. Rodrigo moving down onto P3 now, right in the last 10 minutes of the race, exactly. So we'll jump back and we'll have a quick replay of that from a different angle, guys. Oh, he just braked on the apex, which caused them to go out wide and touch the grass there, just as you said, Mod. Really unfortunate there. He was doing really well holding him off.
It's an easy mistake, but absolute credit to him for keeping it together as long as he did, and he's still well in there for a good finish.
We're currently with Ben Cullen right now, who is now within within 7.5 seconds of getting that P6. Is it possible, do you think, to catch that before the end of the race against De Silva there?
Well, he's got to worry about Matt Crow behind him as well, who is had to take a strange pit strategy today, it looks like, but he's going to be challenging Ben. I'm sure he wants to get that P7 as well.
Yeah. Two BMWs also going to be battling it out in the last 10 minutes of the race. Ben sporting the Royal Air Force livery there. Just what he does as his job.
The two of them are coming up on some lap traffic, which may make a difference to this little battle here. We'll see how it goes.
Colin Campbell is past Duca. Let's quickly go and have a look at that move that Colin pulled on Duca there. Goes right up the inside. Perfect overtake, pushing his way right through there. Absolutely outstanding driving. Takes that elusive of P9. Bearing in mind, Colin did drop down the last. Back with the battle with Ben Cullen here. Aaron Rose is past Rodrigo as well. Take P2. Let's see what happened there. Oh,
it looks like the incident that Duran got into lost him 10 seconds there. So, yeah, I think he lost out just because of that there.
Yeah, Rodrigo has actually got himself into that same situation as he did a couple of laps before. That was almost the exact same incident there. Quickly have a look and see what actually happened, but I'm sure that's what actually happened there. Oh, wait a minute, that is the same incident.
That's it. Looks like Lewis Rose is going to be challenging him now as well, so he's going to have to fight to keep hold of that podium position. I'm sure he'll be cursing it as well.
Simon Dodd going up the inside of Greener there to lap him. Greener just giving him the inside of the corner. Really well done. So Matt Crowe has actually had an off track there that's probably put him out the fight there with Ben Cullen.
Yeah, it looks like that lap traffic may have just thrown off the rhythm a little bit, and yeah, knocked him out of that.
Right onto the stones there and just swung right out wide. Bounced off the tyre wall on the inside. John Payne just pushing it there to try get past Greener as early as possible. Not within passing distance of P10, but certainly doing a really good drive here, John. And Biquet is roughly around 2 seconds behind him right now. Certainly within catching distance with what we have left. 4 minutes left. Is that Simon Dodd going into the pit stop there? Yeah, it was.
I'm not sure what happened there with Simon, but he's had some. Oh, it looks like that was a drive-through penalty for Simon.
Ah, yeah. Good chance on that. Oh, a little off track there in front between Florsbloom and Ball. And they're still at it. Yeah, a little bit of contact there between the cars. So that means that Ben Cullen is actually now past Vasco, which puts him in to P6.
Absolutely, he's got 3 pros who are still in the race just behind him, so I'm sure he'll be happy with that for what it's worth.
And the way the championship points are actually worked out, it's your position that you finish in is the points that you actually take into your respected classes championship as well. So certainly the higher up the field that you can finish, the better off it is for you, with the bonus point system as well for clean driving, which certainly made an impact on the standings last week as well.
It's difficult to survive a 1 hour race at Brands Hatch without at least a few off tracks, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It looks like Lewis and Duran still fighting this one out.
The tiger livery of Lewis there in the background, as you can see him trying to catch Duran. It's a really fast section, the Westfield, Dingledale and Sheen curve. It's surprising how fast you can actually take those corners. AJ Southgate as well, if you actually look at the gap between AJ and Aaron, he's managed to build up a 10-second gap. I would imagine that's due to traffic as well, though, more than anything else. And obviously the earlier incident there that Aaron got caught up with, which obviously caused him some time. And the race is now finished. AJ Southgate takes the win. And we will watch the cars coming across the finish line here at Brands Hatch. Aaron Rose finishes in P2, followed by Rodrigo and Lewis Rose. Robert Taylor coming up around to finish the race, P5.
An unfortunate last 10 minutes for Ben after an amazing start and mid-race for him, but he manages to get a decent position out of it in the end, regardless.
Yeah, Ben finishing there in P6. Matt Crow crossing the finish line as well in P7. A silver there in P8. Paulin managing to get that elusive P9 after the start that he had as well. So that completes the race here for the Turn 7 Racing GT3 Championship round 2. We will get some of the drivers in for an interview. Mod, if you want to sort that out for me, please, if you don't mind, just ask them via the chat. Normally the top 3 of each, if you don't mind, or the top 5, whatever. So yeah, we'll have a little look at the race results as we look at the overall finishing here. You can see that AJ Southgate takes the win. Aaron Rose comes second. Rodrigo Duran in P4. Lewis Rose in P5. Robert Taylor in P6. P5, sorry. Ben Collin in P6, Matt Crow in P7, Da Silver P8, Colin Carmel in P9, Jacko Ahau P10, John Payne in P11, Michael Biquette P12, Gregory Hove in P13, Closet Nelson P14, Paul Carey P15, Keith Farron finishing in 16th, and 17th, Lero Forsblom, 18th, Rasmus Greener, John Dobarts in P19, Jonas Greener in P20. Simon Ball in P21, Mika Hakala P22, Simon Dodd P23, Alberto Para in P24, who didn't pulled out the race. That was a DNF. Andrew Cabell as well as a DNF. Luke Hobson as well as a DNF. And Michael Rose as well as a DNF. Niels Manshanda is a DNF. And that completes the standings. We have a look at the Pro and see how that works out. Why it's showing that. Let's sort that. Ben Cullen in the amateurs takes the win for the amateurs. Duca in second, John Payne third, Michael Biquette fourth, Gregory Hove fifth, Buzz Nelson sixth, Paul Carey seventh, Keith Farron eighth, Lero Forsblom ninth, Rasmus Greener there in 10th, John Dobarts 11th, Jonas Greener in 12th, Simon Ball in 13th, Mika Hakala in 14th, Simon Dodd in 15th, Andre Kerbel in 16th, Luke Hobson 17th, 18th, Mike Rose, Niels Manshanda, and 19th. And we had 9 drivers there. AJ Southgate wins for the pros. Aaron Rose in P2. Rodrigo Duran P3. Lewis Rose in P4. Robert Taylor P5. Matt Crow P6. De Silva in P7. Colin D. Campbell finishes 8th. And Alberto Para there on 9th.
Well, that was some fantastic racing from everybody there. Really enjoyed the opportunity. So thank you, Colin, for inviting me into the commentary box.
And no worries. I hope you can join us again. It was really good, nice having you. Again, it's always really good to have someone to bounce off of. So thanks very much for joining. Yeah, we're just going to move on to the interviews. Feel free to stay and ask any questions you want, Maud. First of all, we will talk to Robert Taylor. Bring him up. Interview him.
It's not that, more the fact.
Good evening, Robert.
Good evening.
How are you? How was the race?
It was good. It was nice to be back on track. The majority of it was good. I obviously had a bit of a blip at turn 1, and I just touched the back of Alberto. So if he's there, I'm so sorry. It's on me. Just touched the back of him and it unsettled his car into turn 1, which it doesn't take a lot to send you off there. So
yeah. Did you have a strategy at all going into this race tonight, Robert?
Going in, I was targeting the top 5, and keep the off tracks as low as possible, and then just try and race to a number. So for the most part, it was good. It was good battle at the start. Obviously, it was very tight for a few laps with a couple of other cars, and just settled into a rhythm, got my head down, and got on with it.
Yeah, like to be honest, you, in my opinion, I'm sure Maud will agree as well, is you raced quite a clever race today, Robert. You were fairly quiet, but still keeping up your lap times and racing your own race, keeping your head down, which has obviously brought you in to where your target was today.
Yeah. So that's it. There's some quick drivers here. Those guys at the top, they were very fast. I mean, AJ was 7.5 seconds up the road, I noticed, on about lap 8. and it's a short lap, so he was, he'd already gapped us by quite a way, and then he made a mistake, which put him back behind me. So when he caught back up, it was just like, it's not worth getting into a fight with him. He's so much faster. I just let him go, signaled to him to come past the right, and let him get on with his race. So yeah, we just kind of run my own race, keeping a rhythm, and keep my head down, really.
Yeah, well raced, Robert. Thanks very much. Looking forward to seeing you again at racing. Thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Catch up with you soon, buddy. We'll now talk to the leader of the winner, actually, of the amateurs, Mr. Ben Cullen. Good evening, Ben. Good evening, Ben.
Good evening, Colin.
What a race, buddy.
Yeah, it was good.
Talk us through it from start to finish.
That was an understatement.
We did a rolling start. The lights went out. I turned my steering wheel, pressed the accelerator, turned the steering wheel, and did that for 43 laps.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know.
But no, did you come into this race tonight with a plan, a strategy?
Have fun, really. That's it. Give myself something to do, have fun, enjoy it, and just see what happens.
Nice one. Yeah, so like watching you going up through the park at one point, you were just flying up through them. It was like yeah, it was unbelievable drive from you. You started dead last. Your overall position was P6. So yeah, like, I mean, you finished above 3 or 4 of the pros there as well. So you done really well in that respect. Again, congratulations, Ben. Outstanding race, outstanding drive, and look forward to seeing you race again.
Oh, well, I appreciate the kind words from you, Colin. Thank you very much. And thanks, Mod, for being somebody we can understand in the commentary booth and for everything. Because I was listening whilst I was driving. And yeah, well done to you, Mod.
Thank you, Ben. I mean, that was phenomenal to watch. The mid part of that race, the difficulty of overtaking here, and you just made it look fairly straightforward. It was quite amazing.
Cheers. It was good fun. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. Right, Ben, I'll catch you later, buddy.
Meet you later. Thank you.
We'll now speak with the winner of the overall and the pro, Mr. AJ Southgate. How you doing, AJ?
Pretty good, thanks.
What an absolute outstanding drive there.
Yeah, I must admit, it was looking pretty bleak.
Yeah, like before the race started, you are the only Ford on the track. And to be honest, I'd never really seen the Ford going round here before. So we were interested watching you from the start, certainly going through the practice and the qualifying, and then noticed that you were way ahead at the start. I think within 10 laps, you were 7 seconds in front. Did you at all have a strategy coming into this race, or was it just...
What, pit strategy?
No, any strategy? What was...
No, not really. I mean, my pit strategy was just put fuel in and don't take tyres.
Yeah. So, yeah, so again, what was you thinking when you made that mistake, though? Because I was biting my nails.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. I basically thought I kind of screwed it up entirely, and I could have had a better, like an easier drive than what I did have.
Yeah.
But I was fortunate in the fact that I think it was Robert let me through.
Yeah.
It saved me some time, and Aaron got held up behind some back markers. I managed to squeeze around the outside. That did me a favour as well.
Yeah, we were
get onto him.
We were watching that move that you made on him, and it was genuinely a really good move. In fact, all your overtakes to get back up to the front was certainly fun to watch for us as well. So it was really top driving from yourself, and yeah, I can't wait to see you racing again. What about you, Mod?
I mean, I was amazed at the gap from the beginning, but just the ability that recovery drive was fantastic. I hope to see that kind of driving going forwards. Also, I have to say that your competitors that you were racing against, everyone there was being really, really competitive, but also really clean. I think it was just an amazing race for everyone there. I don't think anyone didn't have fun there.
Yeah, it was actually really tidy, both from back markers and front runners, which made it really good.
Yeah, like that's one thing that we do. We are proud of here at T7R is we do have really, really clean competitive drivers within the championship. And yeah, it makes for good racing. It makes for good viewing. And yeah, especially in a track like Brands Hatch that's not really get many overtaking opportunities. It's a very thin track. And the respect shown between drivers was outstanding, to be honest. So again, AJ, thanks very much for racing tonight, and congratulations on your first win for the GT3 Pro and Amateur Championship.
Thank you.
No problem, and we'll see you soon.
Indeed. See you next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully I'll be back in here. Don't know if I will be though.
Yeah, catch you soon, buddy. Thanks very much. So, yeah, Maud, any final thoughts on the race tonight?
I just wish I was there. I really wanted to do it. I do love Brands Hatch racing, and that looked like a phenomenal race. I would have loved to be in the mix, but it was an amazing experience to be here and try my hand for the first time at this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone who watched and everyone who raced, and especially you, Cole, for putting it all together.
I genuinely think you've done an absolutely outstanding job here tonight. No joke. And it's making me think to myself, do you know what? Mod should actually do this. and I should actually start racing. Nah, I'm only joking. But yeah, genuinely, you done an outstanding job tonight. You were certainly keeping me up to date as well as everyone watching as well. Everyone's saying you're a natural. You're a legend. Some really, really, really nice comments there for you. Yeah, well, certainly hope you can join us back here in the commentary box at Turn 7 Racing.
I look forward to it. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some track time in there as well, in between all my newfound fame.
Mod will be outside signing autographs just after the broadcast, guys. So yeah, you can get her there. So yeah, again, it was an outstanding race and an outstanding championship race here today at Brands Hatch for the Turn 7 Racing GTE Pro and Amateur Championship. Again, guys, if you want to join these guys on the track, we are still recruiting. There's very limited spaces left by the... There's very limited spaces left on the GT3, but the GTE and LMP2 Pro and Amateur Championship is starting up within the next couple of weeks. So if you are interested in racing any of those, then yeah, exclamation mark Discord in the chat. We are going to go and find someone to raid. So stay with us, guys, while we do this. Oh, we've got Craig A. Williams currently going, so we'll go and raid him. Hey guys, everyone, go over and give Craig a big shout out. Craig is the owner of Craig's Setup Shop. So yeah, thanks very much for tuning in, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. The stream is ending. Yeah, that was fun.
Good job, guys.
That's the stream ended.
Ooh.
What a race,
when
man.
you said when you said it had been 20 minutes, I was like, what are you talking about? It's only been a couple of laps.
It flies in, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Wow, Jesus.
You lose track of time, don't you, when you're enjoying it, watching it?
Yeah, you certainly do, mate. 100%. It's like it's unreal, actually. What a race that was, by the way. I mean, the quality of racing it the other night was outstanding. Considering the track, I mean, it is a difficult track. It's a technical track. It's a thin track, and just the way everybody was racing was outstanding, man.
Yeah, obviously, I watched the. Didn't have the stream on while I was racing because I don't have the brain power to concentrate on more than one thing at a time.
Yeah.
So I watched the stream back, but it didn't appear, at least from in the car, like there was that many people actually spinning off, which, considering it seemed like it was a car off every 2-3 corners in practice and qualifying, it was obviously everybody wound it back a little bit for the race, and it looked really good.
I mean, the start of the race, to be fair, was quite chaotic for mid to backpack people. But everyone sort of managed to eventually get into some kind of pattern and find their place.